What up, family? CTR Media Network. Yeah. Best in the biz. Yeah. Join the team. CTR is who we are, the media network, that's the best by far. Whether you listen at your home, at your job, in your car, come get the information that's needed above par. Never lasting, motivational podcasting, giving you the answers to the questions that you're asking. Serious talks and topics, how to come up and profit, how to better yourself. Your health is here, we got it. Reaching 350 million, they tuning in. We in 50 different countries, we all can. And like-minded, find your purpose and your assignment. Come get your fix, your feel, your mental alignment. Get active and speak to the masses. Build your influence, all levels and all classes. Now you know you can monetize and grow. CTR Media Network, start the show.
The VERA Thomas Show. The VERA Thomas Show. The VERA Thomas Show. The VERA Thomas Show. Let's talk about it. 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 On the VERA Thomas Show. Let's talk about it. Yeah.
Hello, hello, hello. I am so excited. And I know I say that every week, but I am really excited this week because I have Kim Jacobs on my show today. And before I even bring her up, let's do a little intro.
Dr. Les Brown. How are you, Dr. Brown?
I'm blessed and highly favored. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the time you want to give yourself a competitive edge. If you got a message, you have some knowledge or experience, a story, or if you want to do something adventurous and exciting with your life that can increase your credibility, expose you to millions of people, I'm encouraging you to have your own talk show. I used to have a talk show. That one talk show catapulted me to another level. Now there are more people watching the internet, as you are aware, than television. Yes. Come on, somebody.
That's right.
Dr. Kim Jacobs, she trained people on how to have their own talk show. She will train you how to do that. And now with me working, partnering with her, now you have the combination of an audience, expansive audience. We have over 4 million people in all of our platforms, and the coaching you need to grow your business, to grow your multi-level marketing organization, to draw more attention to yourself in this noisy economy. Go ahead, Kim.
So in the training that I do, Les, I actually do a 6-week training. It's 1 hour per week. And each week I meet with the individuals one-on-one. We go through and we talk about all of the things that's necessary for a show to become a reality. We go from how to actually identify your focus area, what's going to be your ideal customer that's going to be tuning in. We'll talk about how to get guests, how to get sponsorship, how to go about getting your lighting, your branding, and your banners, and everything that you need to know. And guess what, Les? They own their own content at the end of the day.
And that's exciting. Now, if you're ready to create a shift in your business and in your life and increase your cash flow, I want you to go to KimJacobsConsulting.com. It's right there on the screen, KimJacobsConsulting.com. You know, people say opportunity knocks on every door. Right. No. Opportunity stands by silently waiting for you to recognize it. So I want you to recognize that this is a time for you. This is an incredible time to have your own talk show, It establishes a level of credibility.
Yes.
And by being exposed to people on a regular basis, it allows you to strategically begin to impact and attract your audience. She can take you in a place in yourself that you can't go by yourself. So go to KimJacobsConsulting.com. That's KimJacobsConsulting.com. Did I say KimJacobsConsulting.com? Yes, you did. Very good. Make sure you go there and sign up for the coaching, and we're looking forward to working with you. You have something special. You have greatness within you. That's my story, and that's Kim's story.
Yes, that's who I have on my show today, Kim Jacobs. And let me pull her up. Hello, my sister. How you doing? Unmute yourself. Unmute yourself. Yes.
I'm just so glad to be here, Vera.
Oh my
feel
God.
like I am somewhere special, that's for sure.
Oh God, that's how I feel about you. And we've got audience of participation already. So before I even read your bio, let's look at what people are saying. You've got Dr. Tina Ramsey. Hey, Tina, thank you for being here. Yes. And then we've got Cynthia Lennox. She's here. And Sean Hall. And Allison.
All right.
And Irma Mason and Yolanda Henderson. Hello, Yolanda. Thank you for being here. Let me calm myself. And we have Peggy Eltridge and Sandra Brunt Jackson. She is the visionary of the latest book that I just co-authored called Raising Children is not easy, but it is worth it.
It's so worth it.
And that is the truth. And we're going to be talking about children and just a whole lot of other things. We've also got ACRA Canada. And oh my God, we just got some great people here. Thank you all for being here. Samantha.
My mommy's here. Hey,
Mom. Awesome. Okay. And oh my goodness. And Julia Harper and Evangelist Clara Walton. Oh my God, I could go on and on and on. Oh my goodness. I probably could take the whole show introducing people here. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for being here. And I'm going to take a few minutes and just share Kim's bio. The first thing we want to say is that Kim is a child of God. She knows God. She's a woman of God, and she found him at an early age, and we're going to talk about that. And there's nothing like knowing and dealing with the Holy Spirit and knowing that it is the Holy Spirit that leads, guides, and directs us. Kim knows that.
Yes.
As she knows that. So Kim is a highly accomplished talk show host, an entrepreneur with a passion for helping others succeed. With over 28 years in the speaking industry, 15 years as a Telly award-winning talk show host and mother of 5 children. Kim is affectionately known as the Balance Doctor. Kim is an international motivational speaker, managing director for eWomen Network of Charlotte, North Carolina, a certified seminar speaker through the Les Brown Speakers Network. She also founded the Mother Dreamer Movement and Gabe's Heart Foundation, which we're going to be talking more about. She has collaborated in writing 3 Amazon International best-selling books and turned her NBC Balance Expert tips into a book entitled Extreme Balance Makeover. Currently, Kim is the host of the Kim Jacobs Show, which airs on CTR Media Network, which we both are a part of. And it is in 100 countries, 350 million households, as
Yes.
well as on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, and other social media platforms. She offers consulting services to teach people how to start a show from scratch. Thank you, Kim, for being here.
Thank
And
you for having me.
and what I'm going to do, I'm going to give you the floor, and I want you to just share with our audience your journey. How did you get to where you are? What your passions are, and whatever else you want to share in these few minutes.
Okay. Well, first of all, thank you for having me here today on the Vera Thomas Show. It is an honor and a privilege to be here. I do not take it for granted or take it lightly. I am so honored because I do encourage all parents when we talk about balance. Never underestimate that the things that your young children are doing that looks like maybe just a hobby or something that they're exploring, you never really know what that's going to turn into for their lives. For me, when I was in my teenage years, I actually used to mute the television and I would read the closed captioning to everything that Phil Donahue and Oprah Winfrey would say, mainly Oprah, right? So whenever she would say, "Hey, everybody, my girlfriend Gail's coming on the show with me today," I would literally be emulating what she was saying, only thinking at the time that I was just playing around. Little did I know that as we fast forward to my adult years and being a part of eWomen Network, a professional business organization for women entrepreneurs, that I would participate in what's called these speed networking rounds. We would network, and in 1 minute or less, we would say what we were looking to have happen in our lives. And someone else in the circle would say whether they could help you with you achieving that goal. So I actually said, I want to be a talk show host. I had no idea that the next day a young lady would meet me and would officially meet me at an old abandoned building. And she said, "I want to just show you something." I was like, "Well, I don't really know you that well, but I'll go into this old abandoned building just because I met you at the eWomen Network event the day before." We go in the building. Guess what? There are about 25 people there with lights from every direction in this beautiful building. And they have one chair sitting in the middle. They said, "Listen, we have an opportunity to have a show, but we don't have the person that's going to be the talent. So we want you to sit down and act like it's your 100th show. And we'll see if this is going to be a good fit." Well, guess what I did? I sat down and I said, "Hello, everyone. Welcome to Daily Balance with Kim Jacobs. Today, I'm going to have my guest, Les Brown, who's going to come on and talk to us about how he has balanced networking and motivational speaking and all of these different hats that he's worn." And I just went as if it was my 100th show. I had no idea that that would catapult me into being a new talk show host on PBS and on the Word Network.
Wow.
I am floored by what God can do. You don't know what God has in store for you. So the gifts and the talents that he gives us, don't take it for granted that they just are for naught. We don't know what God wants us to do with them. So you need to explore the possibilities and see what the future can hold. In this case, I did become that talk show host, and I now have a show Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. called The Kim Jacobs Show. And it's how people balance all different aspects of their lives. What if they overcame to become who they are today? Those are the type of guests that come on The Kim Jacobs Show.
That is just amazing. And the thing is, you spoke this into existence.
Yes.
But see, people don't understand. First of all, God would not put in our minds something that he would want us to do if he did not give us the wherewithal
That's right.
to do it. And
That's
he
right.
said, you knew what you wanted to do, and he made a way for it to happen. And so, listening audience, we just want to say to you, don't give up on your dreams.
That's
Don't give
right.
up on what it is that you think you might want to do. And if podcasting and radio show hosting, TV show hosting is what you want to do, check out Kim Jacobs. Check her out and let her help you be that wonderful person that God has already designed
That's
you to
right.
be.
That's
Now,
right.
Kim, we have so much to talk about. And one of the things I want to talk about, because the title is Balancing in the Midst of Battles. So let's kind of talk about some of those battles that you've had to face and yet balance everything else that you do. So I'm going to give you the floor again, and I'm not going to put you on by yourself because we're
okay. I was like, wait, where you going? Where you going?
I'm gonna stay. I'm gonna stay. All right. So let's just kind of talk about some of those battles that you've had to face.
Well, how far do you want me to? Do you want me to just like? What I'll do is I'll start with the fact that I have 3 children. Let me start this way. I have 5 children total, and the 5 children that I have, one of my children, my daughter, she would throw up like 8 to 10 times a day, projectile vomiting, and was very malnourished. So we didn't know what was wrong with what was going on. And so we took her to Duke, to all of these specialty centers around the country to find out what was going on, because we didn't want to lose her here on this earth. So we were like, she's not going to survive. And we found out that she ended up getting pneumonia. And when she got pneumonia, we were at Levine's Children's Hospital. They told us that she had permanent lung damage. I was like, how can she have permanent lung damage from what? Come to find out, they diagnosed her with what's called cystic fibrosis. I don't know. I had never heard of cystic fibrosis. So did any of you all in the studio audience, had you heard of that disease? Because I hadn't heard of it until somebody in my family got it. Had you heard of it, Vera?
No.
So it's a sticky mucus that literally fills the lining of your lungs, and it makes it almost impossible type of thing to breathe. And so whenever she would projectile vomit, it would be this alien like sticky substance that would be coming out of her system. It's not contagious to other people, but people that have this same type of disease, they have to say, I don't know if you've ever seen the movie 6 Feet Apart, but they have to stay 6 feet apart from each other because they can't cross-contaminate. It's a really interesting thing. And only 1 in 17,000 African Americans have it. Very rare that African Americans even have it. And I have a daughter that has it, and I also have 2 sons that have it. One is now 22. His name is Ivan, and then my 18-year-old Jeremiah. So 3 of my 5 children were diagnosed with cystic fibrosis.
And they all have to stay 6 feet apart from each other?
Not as siblings, because that's impossible. So as siblings, they are with each other all the time, but they have never, and they don't ever interact with any other cystic fibrosis patients. And if they're in school and there's another CF patient, we have to be notified. It's a really big deal, but it's not something that's contagious to anybody in the rest of the world. But they have to be forced to cough up the mucus, because other than that, it would be too overwhelming in their lungs.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
So can you imagine with COVID? Once COVID happened, people were like, what you got? Cystic fibrosis or not? You better stop that cough.
Oh my goodness. So how have you been able to balance 3 children having this condition?
You know what? I believe God equips me with everything that I need. He's not going to put any more on me than I can bear. Period. So if it's on me, or if it's something that I'm dealing with, I just believe that I'm equipped to be able to handle it. And I don't know why I've been chosen to be the person that have some of these circumstances and situations happen. But if it's happening, I can deal with it.
Yes. And God doesn't put up on us any more than we can bear.
Not at all.
And for you to have 3 children in that condition and still be able to be Kim Jacobs and do all the things that you do, that takes a special, special heart, a special person. And not every parent would be able to deal with all those things and still move forward with the things that they do in their lives. And we have a picture of your family. Yes. And I know it's not going to show up with both of us being up here. I don't think. Let's see. Let me see. No, wait a minute. Let me see.
Where did you put it? Did you put it in where it says overlays?
I tried to put it in the overlay.
That's where you put it. If you put it there, look, I'm doing a training with you.
Yes, do the training.
If you
Okay.
hit that plus sign and put it there, it'll pop on the screen with us on here.
And see, the thing is, I have it in the other area, and when I tried to move it up to the overlay, it wouldn't stay. So I guess I need to go in and redo it, because let's see, I'm trying it one more time to see if it'll do it, because I want our audience to see your family. No, it didn't. So what I'm going to do, I want you to share some more information, and then I'm going to pull it up so that people can see your family.
Okay. So, all right. So what I'll do is tell you all that when we found out, most people with cystic fibrosis actually get diagnosed at birth. Is predominantly like Caucasian male disease. Typically, there are about like 40,000 people that live with this disease in the United States. And again, like I said, most of them are definitely not African Americans. So none of my children were diagnosed at birth. They actually didn't get diagnosed until my daughter was like tail end of her 5 years old, going into her 6th year. And then my sons were 17 and the other son was 13 when they got diagnosed with cystic fibrosis. But they don't have a sad story. None of my children feel like, oh, woe is me. They feel like they're warriors. Oh, guess what?
Yes.
That's a picture.
Yes.
That's a picture right there, Vera, of my son. You see how he has his arm around the man and my mom over there?
Yes.
That's Jeremiah, who had been diagnosed with CF, but he got the opportunity to have his Make-A-Wish come true. And so he got the chance to meet with Robert F. Smith, who is the United States largest Black billionaire known to mankind.
Oh, wow.
And we were all able to join him in New York City for this wonderful opportunity with Robert F. Smith. So that was his Make-A-Wish trip.
That's amazing. You have a beautiful family.
Thank you.
A beautiful family. And I know you did lose one of your sons. And you want to tell us, did he have the disease as well?
That I'll never know. That's what I'll say, because I didn't even know that my son Jeremiah or Ivan had it until Ivan started playing football in honor of Gabe. That's the only way we even found that out. So no, I don't have any idea whether Gabe had cystic fibrosis or not. Wow. And when I say I have had a loss on this earth, because I don't have my son here on this earth with me, and there's, you know what, it's interesting because I'm right now in a part of the house. I'm going to do one thing. I'm in a part of the house. I'm in a part of my house, and it may be bizarre to everybody else, but to me, it's normal. I keep Gabe as a part of my life in every aspect of my life. And these are a pair of his pants. These are a pair of his pants that he used to wear. And somebody was going to wash something one day. I was like, do not wash those pants because they still have a smell for my son Gabe in him. And I don't know. Everybody, you have to live your life the best way you can and get through your circumstances and your situations the best way you know how. So there's no right or wrong way when it comes to grieving or dealing with how you have to now live with the fact that a person that came out of your body, that came out of my body, is no longer here on this earth with me. So anyway,
wow.
Yeah, Gabe is in heaven, and that's my only hope of knowing that I do know where he is. I have no question about where he lives. He lives in heaven. He's just not able to live here at my home anymore, but he does live where I'm going to meet him again, for sure.
Yes. And, I know that it's extremely difficult for a parent to lose their child. My brother lost his daughter 3 years ago. As a matter of fact, today celebrates, well, I don't want to say celebrates, but today was the day that she actually passed. And I, not having been there, but I just can't even begin to imagine how difficult that is. And I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make you cry.
Oh no, you know what? Gabe is a part of our lives forever. He's still my son. When people ask me how many children I have, I don't have 4 children. I have 5 children. Gabe is one of them. And I always, since we're talking about balancing life in the midst of storms and everything, I always recommend that if you have any loved one that's passed away, that you still some kind of way incorporate them into every aspect of your life. So we still celebrate Gabe's birthday. We have, when I sign cards from my family, I actually say from Gabe from in heaven. And I still sign the card as if Gabe is a part of our existing. I don't say Kim, Frankie, Ivan, Jeremiah, Jayla, Ella, and he wrote a dog and not say anything about Gabe. I include Gabe in that number. We do things during Christmas to celebrate him. So celebrate your loved ones and let them know that they're still watching. He's still a part of everything. He's just in heaven as one of my cloud of witnesses now. That's all.
Cloud of witnesses. I love it. I love it. Now, Ella, she says, Kim Jacobs is an awesome lady, mother and daughter. I love myself some Kim Jacobs. And then Sheila, she says, beautiful family. and then Lotus says, wow, the Balance Doctor is in the house. Yes.
Hey, Dr. Lotus. Hey, y'all.
Yes. And then Sheila says, love this story. Very inspiring. And she also says, awesome way to go, Kim. Awesome way to go. Yes, yes. This is so awesome. And you know what? I got a commercial to play. So we're going to take a minute.
Okay.
And but before we do, I do have, I'm going to have to do it. The picture of Gabe with the wings, I put that in the wrong place. So I'm going to put it in the right place while this commercial is airing.
Well, thank you.
So we want to celebrate. All right. We will be right back.
Okay.
Are you ready to skyrocket your podcasting journey? Look no further than The Power of Podcasting by Dr. Tina J. Ramsey. This book is not just any ordinary guide. It's a game changer that offers insider strategies, captivating content creation tips, proven techniques, and monetization secrets. But that's not all. When you purchase The Power of Podcasting, you also receive a complimentary bonus, Dr. Ramsey's sought-after podcast 30-video course valued at $999, absolutely free. It's no wonder this book is a #1 bestseller on Amazon and has been rated one of the top 10 best new podcasting books to read by Book Authority. Dr. Ramsey's expertise and practical advice have earned her acclaim in the industry. So, what are you waiting for? Take the leap and unlock your podcasting success today. Grab your copy of The Power of Podcasting, Unlocking Tips and Strategies for Podcast Success by Dr. Tina J. Ramsey on Amazon, or visit their website at ctrmedianetwork.com. A link will be provided in this episode's description. Your podcasting journey starts here.
CTR Media Network. Kim and I both are a part of this. And I accidentally, as I was pulling up Gabe's picture, tapped on the family again. You see Kim's family. Yes.
I love my family.
Yes.
I love them. My mom, she uprooted her life and came and helped our family when my son transitioned from this earth. And that's something that I'll always be grateful for the rest of my life. She didn't have to do that. And I also want to say, Vera, if you don't mind, that people that would consider suicide, I never, ever thought I would ever even contemplate taking my own life, ever. But I still won't, so I'm not saying that I will, but what I do say is that after when I sat and watched my son leave this earth, I fully understand how people can feel like all hope is gone. because it's
Oh,
like when you see a situation like that and you pray every prayer that you know to pray, and you've seen God work other miracles for other people, and you know he could do it for you, but for whatever the reason, it's just not God's will that it happens. That is quite overwhelming, to say the
oh,
least.
I'm sure it is. Was he sick?
So Gabe had a heart defect that none of us knew existed. And at the age of 12, he was playing football, basketball, taekwondo, was in the national football playoffs 2 weeks before he actually transitioned.
Oh,
And he had passed every sports physical. That's my Gaby. Hey, Gabe. And we called him Diesel. He was like the Blind Side guy in the movie Blind Side. He had
yeah.
fans. He had fans when he was playing football. He would stop the game. The coach would be like, Gabe, you can't stop the game. He was like, I just want to make sure the guy's not hurt, coach. I just want to make sure I help him out. He would go and lift the person up. But at his school, he was the anti-bullying mediator, Vera. And they called him
Oh,
Guardian Gabe.
wow.
Yeah. So
Wow.
we started Gabe's Heart Foundation to keep his heart beating. And that's the way that we go out and do random acts of kindness. And we educate people about sudden cardiac death. It is so important to find a way to get an ultrasound of your child's heart. That's the only way you can detect if there's a defect that can be surgically corrected.
Oh my. And you know, even though his life here on earth was short, clearly he made an impact. Clearly, he let his light shine.
Yes.
Even at a young age, God had a work for him that he was able to fulfill, even at an early age.
That's right.
And if any of you are interested in donating, you can donate to the Gabe's Heart Foundation.org. Gabe's Heart Foundation.org. And we have some other comments that have come in. I'm just so excited about all the comments that have been coming in. And Kim, okay, now you said, Lotus Richie, you ignite the world. Okay. Yes. And absolutely beautiful family. Love them so much. Feel like I am family.
You are family, Evangelist Walton.
Yes.
She prophesied that my daughter was going to be born when I was pregnant with her, and I already have 4 sons. So I was like, no, ma'am, don't yell that out in the church because it's not going to happen. And she got louder. She was like, if I be a woman of God and I know that I am, you're carrying the spirit of Deborah in you. I was like,
oh my goodness.
Oh
my goodness. Well, one of your children is watching and says, love you, mommy. Is that do you know which one it is?
Actually, that's me saying that to my mom because I responded on Facebook to her.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, listen, oh my goodness, this is just so awesome. I'm going to put the banner back up for Gabe. And also, I do want to say, please like, share, and subscribe to the Vera Thomas Show.
Yes, please. You all are missing something special if you have not subscribed to the Vera Thomas Show. This woman is a light in this world, and she's poetic. She loves children. She wants the very best for each and every one of us. So subscribe to the Vera Thomas Show, please. Immediately.
Thank you.
Do it now.
Yes, right now. And you can also donate to the Vera Thomas Show. Cash App and Still Great, PayPal or Zelle, Vera Thomas Show 1117 at gmail.com. So please support what we do here so that we can continue to give you great programs like this one tonight. Yes.
Well, you come through all the time and do a great job as a host. So keep up the great work.
Thank you so much. And of course, our famous leader, Dr. Tina Ramsey. She's given us love here.
We love Dr. Tina Ramsey.
Yes,
she is
we do.
Awesome.
Yes, she is. She really is. People just have no idea. And then Evangelist, she says my famous words.
Oh, if I be a woman of God and I know that I am. That's what she says.
I know that's right. Praise God. Well, Kim, we still got some other things. Now, let's talk a little bit about your business and what it is that you're doing to help with this balanced doctor. Let's talk about the balanced doctor first
Okay.
and tell us about that.
So, as the balance doctor, what I do is I teach people how important it is to not let your circumstances or your situation dictate the outcome of your destiny. So, just because some things are happening in life that we weren't expecting, and we're trying to balance and juggle these different roles and responsibilities, do not mean that we have to succumb to whatever that situation is. We still can get to the other side and we still can make it, and we can balance and manage this thing called life. Even when it looks like we are out of balance, we still could be in the will of God, even though to the public eye, it looks like, "Oh, that ain't nobody balanced. She done got in this situation." You have no idea what God has as far as what seasons you're going to go through in your life. But whatever season you're in, He already knew it was going to happen.
Yes.
So be prepared to be able to go through the storm. Know that you are not accountable for anybody else's behavior or actions, but God holds me. I'm only talking about Kim. He holds me accountable for how I behave in circumstances and situations. So that's what I need to do, is work out my own soul salvation with fear and trembling, and know that I have to get to heaven because my son is there, my
Yes.
grandmother, my dad. I have a lot of people that are in heaven that I must reunite with. So I
Yes.
care about those things.
Yes. And I want to touch on what you just said in terms of we cannot be responsible for other people. We can only be responsible for how we relate, react, and respond.
That's
And so, audience, please know, if you're worried or concerned about how other people are coming across or what other people are doing, don't worry about that stuff.
That's right.
We
Hey,
just
Dr.
need,
Peters.
yes,
He's a
yes,
Believe in Your Dreams Network.
yes, Dr. Peters. I'm going to have her on here one of these days, I hope. So,
She'd be
anyway,
on.
we just got to recognize that it's all about how we feel. And just like Eleanor Roosevelt said, no one can make you feel inferior without your permission. So being able to understand, like Kim is saying, you have control over how you relate, react, and respond. And in terms of balancing, what I would like, if at all possible, if you could give us a couple of nuggets that I can even put in the comments that may help people better understand some things that they can do to be more in line and more in balance in spite of whatever is going through, no matter what they are going through, and understand that this too shall pass.
Yes.
Things are not going to always be the way they are. Okay.
So some of the tips that I would give people is, especially if you have a family, I'm really big on having family meetings. So we have a time throughout the week that our family gets together and we talk about things that each of us are learning and resources that we're learning from, and we share those with each other, because I can't read every single thing that my oldest son, who's at UNC Chapel Hill, is reading, but he's home right now for a little while. So I'm like, "What did you read? What? Give me some notes." And these are great tips and things that we're learning and gleaning from each other. So having a family meeting, if you don't do that currently, start doing that. It will help you learn so much more than what you currently know, because we all learn from each other. Another thing is, I think, just be here now. Being in that moment with whomever, whether it's your girlfriend, your spouse, your church members, your children, just even if it's just being here now for yourself, where you're having an appointment with yourself, making sure that you do those things. And sometimes I know, because I've been heavily involved in ministry over my lifetime and a leader in ministry, I've had to merge obligations. That's something in my book, Extreme Balance Makeover, that I wrote. I have some copies of this. You can go to kimjacobshow.com and get a copy. But it's a bunch of tips in here. And one of the tips is, if you are a parent and you know you're heavily involved in ministry, maybe saying, okay, well, what kind of obligations can I merge? Maybe have your children come to dinner, and you bring somebody else that can watch the child or the children while you're doing the dinner with some of the church people that you need to do the dinner with, or maybe you have counseling sessions, but you need to wait until after you put your kids to bed, and maybe the people come and meet in the living room of your home. I'm brainstorming on things. For me, as a mom, my son was heavily into acting, Jeremiah. So I would go and sit in the car for like 3-4 hours, Vera. And I was like, why am I doing this? You know what I'm going to do? I went in and I auditioned and decided that I'm going to be in some of these plays. And I got the role of Guess Who's Coming to Dinner? I was Sidney Poitier's mom, Mary.
Oh my goodness.
I was Mary in Sidney Poitier's film. So the point is, I merged the obligation. I'm going to be there anyway. Why not make it be meaningful? So do that.
I love that. And it's so important, and it enables parents to be more engaged in their children's lives. That is so important. And so Kim she's given us some nuggets of things that you can do.
Yeah.
That you're just merging what it is you're already gonna do.
Yeah.
You know, I remember when I was a college student and as a single mom, you know, and I would take my son to college with me. A lot of it was because he was doing stuff at home that I didn't realize he was doing until when it was brought to my attention. It's like, oh no, you're coming to school with me, bro.
You're going with me.
You're going with me. And
well, I call that a tour with mommy, or a tour with daddy, or a tour with mommy and daddy. Bringing your children, especially if they're out of school, let them go on some of the road trips with you to some of the things that you may have obligations for as well.
Yes, absolutely. And again, family meetings, eating dinner together, eating meals together. That is so important. And it gives you a chance to really dialogue and communicate with your children without electronics. Remove the cell phones, the iPads, and just have that conversation with your kids at dinner. Yes. That's important. And Kim is doing these things.
At dinner, you can also have what's called table topics. I got a big crate of them from Amazon or a bookstore, whatever. The point is, you can get these table topics, and they're filled with about 300 or so different conversation starters. And you pull a card and you just talk it through with you and your family. And you get a chance to hear how your children think, if you have children, or even how your friends think if you're single and you're like, oh, I have some conversation starters for us over. And you pull it out and say, what if you were president for the day? What would you do? What if you could create anything? And it's like about 300 different conversation starters. It doesn't matter whether you have children or you are a single parent, or a single parent, you still have children. But if you are single and have some friends over, it's great conversation starters.
That's awesome. And where do you get those?
So you can get them, I think, on Amazon. I had mine over 20 something years ago because I've had them as a part of our conversations over the years. And so I got them at a local store here in Charlotte, North Carolina, which
that is
one of the 100 countries may not know where Charlotte is. It's in North Carolina. Yeah.
Yes, you're not really that far from me, Kim. I'm in Georgia.
Oh, so we can do lunch one day, girl.
We're gonna do it. Yes. And so, oh my God, she's giving you some nuggets of things that you can do as a family.
Yeah,
it's so important. When you consider the second cause of death for 10-year-olds to 34-year-olds is suicide, parents have got to be more engaged in their children's lives. And Kim is giving you some nuggets here, some things that you can do to be better engaged in your children's lives. That is just amazing. And so with the Balance Doctor, she gives you tips and tools and things that you can do to balance your life with having a family. One of those things is merging your activities, the things that you do. Merge them so that you're incorporating your kids in what it is that you're doing. That's beautiful.
Now, I want to share too with people that don't have children, or even those that do have children. I want everybody to know that we all have 24 hours in a day. All of us have the same amount of time. So it's so important from a balance perspective that just on a blank sheet of paper, do a Ferris wheel, just a pie chart type of thing, and divide it up to determine what percentage would equal a total of 100%. I literally have this in my notebook, and I do this with every everything that I do, it goes back to this chart that says, how am I going to be spending my time, right? How am I specifically going to divide my time? Now, mine personally, that's just out of a book that I have, but mine personally is, I'll show you because I think it'd be helpful. Mine just has, it's just a blank sheet of notebook paper, and you can, put it for yours. Mine has my spiritual, physical, mental, my family obligations, my Kim Jacobs show obligations, my Kim Jacobs consulting with my clients, and different things. My Mother Dreamer experience, Gates Heart Foundation, some of the network marketing groups that I'm a part of, and my eWomen network. So it's divided up. I only can give 100%. You cannot give 130 or 125. You only have 24 hours. How are you going to divide that time up that it makes sense for you? And what works for you doesn't necessarily have to work for anybody else, and nobody else has to understand it. Do what works best for your life when you're balancing your life.
Yes. And when balancing your life, also concentrate and think about your surroundings. What type of people are you hanging around as well? And how is that impacting on your time?
That's right. And getting that proper rest. You have to get rest. No matter what's going on, at some point you got to go to bed. You cannot just keep pushing and pushing and pushing and not expect for your body to react to the damage that's being done.
So how much sleep would you suggest a person really should try to get?
Now that's interesting, because I can tell you, I know that I should get a minimum of about 8 to 9 hours or so. And I've been doing much better at getting that and making that happen, just because I'm like, you know what? This is another balance tip. I have the things that I'm going to get done that day, my must-dos. Those things that I have to have happen that day, I get them done in the earlier part of the day, because by a certain time I'm sleepy and I do not want to still have obligations late into the night. So I shut it off and say, I hope the world doesn't come crashing down between now and tomorrow morning, because I have to call it enough is enough. I carry it over to the next day. So my answer is, I would say about 8 to 10 hours would be ideal. Do I get that all the time? No. Sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night taking notes from what God told me.
And see, as entrepreneurs, to expect to be able to give that sleep like that, it's kind of hard, and some people are night owls like I am, and I'm not really a morning person, but it's nothing for me to stay up until 2, 3 o'clock in the morning.
And that's okay, because millionaires are made at midnight. I did a little seminar on that too. So in the midnight hour, sometimes millionaires are up, especially if they work in other jobs and they're trying to pursue their goals and dreams at the same time. Then you have to kind of sacrifice shave something off somewhere in order to make that dream a reality. So I get it. And I've been in that mode, but right now I'm in the mode of I'm going to bed.
I know
that's right. I talked to you last night. I was so sleepy. And it was like, what time was it? Like 10 o'clock?
Around 10.
And I could barely keep, I was like, Vera.
But let's face it, you were doing a whole lot of stuff. You had very full days, and you had actually traveled, and driving can wear you out.
Girl, driving for the birds. I was like, oh, I'm so tired.
So you needed that rest. So also listen to your body.
That's right.
When your body says you're tired, go to bed. That's right. If it's even in the middle of the day and you need a nap, take a nap.
That's right.
Do what you need to do for yourself.
Yes.
Yes. And I have another commercial. I'll be right back.
All right.
$1 million opportunity today with Ms. Mac Marketing. 848-236-5026.
If you, yes, Ms. Mag Marketing, if you are interested in being notarized or publicized on a magazine, or you want more visibility in other arenas, contact Ms. Mac Marketing at 848-236-5026 or email her at msmacmarketing@gmail.com or visit the website www.msmacmarketingllc.com. All right, all right, all right. Now, can you believe we only have about 10 minutes left? Oh my God. One of the other things that I wanted you to share, now you've shared your experience and how you got started in the industry. What would you say for someone that is interested in looking at getting into the entertainment industry or radio broadcasting, TV broadcasting? What would be some of the things that you would encourage them, and what might be some challenges that they may find themselves facing?
Well, I think the most important thing that I would recommend is that people would get a mentor in the field that you're interested in. So if you're interested in getting in the entertainment business, finding out who's already there and who's doing some of the work that you're interested in doing. And like Dr. Tina Ramsey, she has The Power of Podcasting, a book that you can get and start deep diving, highlighting, and learning from her right away on some of the things that she's already mastered. I have the program on how to start your own show from scratch. How do you do that? It's a 6-week training, one-on-one, that I'm coaching you and helping you create your own show, and you still own your own content. So what I recommend, for me, I have Les Brown is one of my mentors. I have people like Humpy Wheeler, who's a NASCAR legend, as one of my mentors, people that I can go to, Dr. Tina Ramsey. I can go to these people, Dr. Nicole Peters, and I can ask questions because they've already paved the way before me in different regards. So I recommend you get a mentor, someone that you can humble yourself and work under and learn from. I have Sandra Yancey. That's a huge person with eWomen Network that founded the organization, but she's yet very touchable and willing to coach me. So I'm like, when I'm listening, it's like E.F. Hutton. These people are talking. I'm listening and taking notes and I'm learning. But I also have people like my sons and my daughter. I learn from them. And when they're talking, I take notes. When my mom's talking, I take notes. Find some people that you can learn from. Get the counseling and the advice. And then some of the, what did you say about hurdles that a person has?
Yes.
Hurdles is when you know something that's nagging down on the inside of your soul and you do not want to rest until you know that you make that thing become a reality. It's hard to accept that, oh, it's not happening the way you want it to happen. I recommend you go back to the drawing board, make some adjustments, and start doing baby steps over again until you achieve the goal that you're trying to accomplish. But get that big picture goal in mind first. Then do the reverse engineering part. Because if you don't know what you're striving for, you're never going to get there. So you have to have that big picture goal. Then what are going to be the strategies and the tactics that you're going to use and implement to get there? And then what are the day-to-day things that every single day I must do this in order for that goal to happen? So put some action steps to it.
Yes. And I'm writing these things down in the chat for people to see as we're talking about it. So get the picture, the big picture goal, and then strategies and a day-to-day game plan.
Yes.
Big.
But don't get discouraged, because it's so easy when other people may not be encouraging you. Encourage yourself.
Thank you.
You know what? There has to be some groups out here that are going to be like-minded individuals that want to see me succeed, or that I can celebrate with and help them and cheer them on. Don't be part of stuff that discourages you.
Absolutely. Do you hear that, audience? If people are not lifting you up, encouraging you, supporting you, and believing in your dreams, and all they are doing is kicking your cat and creating all kinds of angst for you, get away from them as quickly as you
Bye-bye.
can.
That's what you
Bye-bye.
do.
Yes,
Bye-bye.
yes, yes. Because you don't need that kind of down. That pulls you down.
That's
It's
right.
a weight. And you don't need that when you have a dream, when God has purpose, something in your life. So surround yourself around like-minded people, just like Kim said. Surround yourself around like-minded people. That's what I love about CTR Media Network. Having these like-minded people that support and encourage each other. It's not about competition.
We're not competing against each other,
No,
because we
we're not.
celebrate each other and we love each other, and we want to see. I want to see your show be everything that you're destined to have happen on it, and every other person on CTR Media Network.
Right. And me the same. Absolutely. It's important to be supporters of one another,
That's right.
to edify and lift up and encourage. That's what we are supposed to do.
That's right. And try to be 1% better. I've read a book about just being, and I have a bunch of books. I have like 1,000 or so books, but one book, 1% better than you were the day before. If we do that, do you know how many percentages better we will be in a given month or a given year or 5 years from now? Just striving to be just 1% better than where we are today.
Yeah.
Not against somebody else or about somebody else. Just what is a better version of me?
Yeah.
What God has for me to do.
Yes. And Kim talked about being in the moment, being present.
That's
in
right.
the moment. Present. That is called present because it's a gift.
Mm-hmm.
Someone else pulled my
That's my
toe on
aunt. That's
one.
my Aunt Sadie. Hey, Aunt Sadie.
Okay. And my grandmother's name was Sadie.
Yeah, she's one of my earth angels. Her and my Aunt Irma. I came from a divorced family background, and my dad, ultimately, God allowed me to be there holding his hand when he transitioned from this earth. So God has a wonderful way of knowing what you need, even in the midst of battles that you talk about. But my Aunt Irma and my Aunt Sadie are two of my angels on this earth that have always shown up for me my whole life. So I'm really grateful.
That is beautiful. That is so beautiful. Yeah. So beautiful. And being in the moment. In order to be in the moment, you can't look back.
That's right.
You can't focus on what happened yesterday, a week ago, a month ago, 10 years ago. You can't. Right. Being in the moment, you can't focus on what's going to happen tomorrow. Got to be in the moment. Well, sure. Kim, we got 3 minutes. And oh my God, this has been great. Just having you here with me today has just been so absolutely awesome. I do have one more commercial that I should play.
Okay.
Actually, I have a couple, but I'm going to play this one, and then we'll come back and wrap it up. Let me get it. And I know you have, one of the things that you have is a VA or someone that can assist you with doing your stuff. I'm working on getting there. But in the meantime,
that's fine. There are many times that I do it by myself too, so I get it.
Here's a commercial.
Mama Knows creates high quality products that are available to be used on multiple textures of hair. Her goal is to bridge the gap to stop people from having to use multiple products because of families with multiple hair types. Her products are currently being used on men, women, children of all ethnicities. Mama Knows products are available at www.mamaknowsproducts.com. That's www.mamaknowsproducts.com. You can also find her on Instagram at Mama Knows Products because, Mama knows what you need.
Knows what you need. And I'm telling you, these products are awesome. They smell so good. And they're not just for black hair. It's for all ethnicities, beautiful products, shampoos, conditioners, moisturizers, and just she has a whole line. So go to mamaknowsproducts.com and order some of her products because Mama knows.
Mama knows.
Mama knows. Okay, so Kim, oh, we got less than, I'm going to give you the final words. So, whatever God puts on your heart to share, please do.
I just believe that all of us are put on this earth to accomplish a goal that God has purposed us to do. So he obviously trusts you and he believes in you enough to even put a gift or a talent down on the inside of you. So don't deprive the rest of the world from the opportunity to be exposed to what it is that God has for you to do. We all need you. We all need your gifts and we all need your talents. All right. Be encouraged. I'm Kim
Amen.
Jacobs, the Balance
Be,
Doctor.
be encouraged. Bye bye, everyone. Kim, hold on. Okay.
God bless
So,
you all.
God bless you. See you next week and happy holiday weekend.
Yes.
Stay safe and love your family and your friends. God bless.
The Vera Thomas Show. The Vera Thomas Show. The Vera Thomas Show. The Vera Thomas Show. Let's talk about it. 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 On the Vera Thomas Show. Let's talk about it. Yeah.
Goodbye. Why isn't it ending?